Welcome to a special Transmissions Extra, where we are giving a spoiler free review of the new Netflix Masters of the Universe Revelation. So, we got the chance to see this a little bit early, and we're going to give our thoughts. Yeah, we know it's that we're generally a Transformers podcast, but we do
For children of the
Transmissions X.
80s.
We are. This is Transmissions Extra, so we do extra stuff. It's not Transformers related. It doesn't have to be. And He-Man and the Masters of the Universe that came out just a couple of years before Transformers. I was like 6 or 7 years old, so watch that every day after school. Until Transformers came out, and then I started watching that. So,
Yeah.
I do have to say, He-Man. You really got to keep the nostalgia glasses on for the old cartoon. I mean,
it doesn't hold up that well.
It doesn't.
No.
I mean, Transformers is marginally better. It's not, it's not a huge bump in quality, but it's noticeable.
Well, I mean, if you saw the Netflix Toys That Made Us, and there's another documentary just on He-Man, it was a commercial, like designed as a commercial from the start.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I remember that in the Toys That Made Us documentary when they, how the end of the He-Man line came with just rows and rows of stinkors on the shelves, and they couldn't sell them. It was like Bumblebee in the early 2000s. They just
or Cheetor after Beast Machines.
Yeah. Although I don't know why they thought that people would go for Stinkor. Like,
it's a gimmick. I mean, kid, if I had a Stinkor, I probably would have loved it.
Yeah, but he does get a place in this show. So, be on the lookout for a Stinkor cameo. He does show up in the new show. So, so we're not going to go into any details of the show because this is this might go up before the show comes out. So, this is just our general impressions, but just in general, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really it was interesting because they did pretty much. It was a sequel to the original cartoon. Like, this is not a reboot or a reimagining. Really, it
isn't a continuation.
Yeah. And they did a good job in updating it, making it, modernizing the storytelling, but still kind of feeding on that nostalgia from the original show. So, what did you think, Jeremy?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I love that it really started out like the very first thing you see is basically putting you back in the original show, like, that feeling. And then when a particular thing happens in that first episode, then you basically get the quest for the series. And I really enjoy kind of how they took it, putting you in that original series mindset. And then you're like, okay, well, this happened. So these characters are making logical decisions, which really I don't think would have happened in the original show. They wouldn't make logical decisions. But, the characters, as we all had them in our minds, made logical decisions based on what happened to them. And I really enjoyed following that quest and the characters that we're following. I guess it's pretty well known. Tila's in it. She plays a major role in the series, and I really like her. I mean, I thought she was kind of an underrated character in the original show, in that, like, and they play on this a little bit. She's like the major character that didn't know Adam was He-Man.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that, like, her father knows, they play on that because should I spoil that? She does eventually find out, and she's really hurt.
Kevin Smith already dropped that spoiler.
Oh, he did? Okay.
2 months ago.
I didn't know that. Okay. So, yeah, but she is really hurt by the fact that the people closest to her, especially Adam, was keeping this huge secret. And, I think it's really just, I thought the writing was really smart in how they did that.
Yeah.
it, the I loved seeing all the cameos from the various toys, like the vehicles, and just like you mentioned, Stinkor. You know, even kind of in the background, you'll see some of these characters that are just, there are so many different characters in the He-Man toy line, and most of them will make an appearance, and I like seeing that.
Mhm. Definitely. Yeah. And the animation is really well done. I
Yeah,
like the style of animation. It's 2D animation, so
yeah,
not harkening back to the traditional 2D animation. I'm
yeah.
sure computers were involved in
Well,
generating it, but
yeah, and I'm sure there were some scenes that you can tell it kind of switches to a 3D graphics, but this was done by the
Mhm.
same company that did the Castlevania series.
Ah,
So if
okay,
anyone's
yeah.
seen that, it's Powerhouse Animation,
Hmm.
and yeah, they did a really good job.
Yeah, and I like all the characters get updated looks, updated designs, which are really well done. Tila is ripped, which I
Yeah,
thought was really cool.
it's like Tila could spend some time in UFC.
Yeah. And yeah, and they also didn't skimp on the voice actor talent. I mean, I'm sure if you're a fan of animation and are familiar with any voice actors, you will recognize all the voices that are in this show. Uh, just in terms of the guest stars, we have like Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman. He's in there. Um, uh, Mark Hamill is Skeletor, so he's the new Skeletor in this series.
Alicia Silverstone is Queen Marlena. I didn't know her. Is that uh,
um,
Stephen Root is Cringer? If you
yeah,
remember from The Office, he's uh,
Office Space,
oh sorry, yeah, Office Space. Yeah,
which is I think perfect inspired
yeah.
casting there.
No red staplers here. Kevin Michael Richardson, who has done a number of Transformers shows, who
Hmm.
is Transformers Prime specifically.
Yep.
So yeah, lots of good voice acting here.
And Sarah Michelle Gellar as Tila was really good. Really, did a great job
Yeah,
throughout the whole series. And yeah, her as the point of view character throughout the whole series, I thought was a really cool way to take the show. I mean, not what I was expecting, and
hmm
I appreciated that. I was
I
I
know.
was happy to see something that I was not expecting.
Yeah, I mean, going into this, I I don't even think I watched the trailers because I knew I was going to watch it, and I had no other than knowing it was continuation of the '80s series. I had no idea what to expect, and yeah, I definitely did not expect Tila to be like the character we follow.
Hmm. Yep. So I think that. So
Yep.
I guess I mean with we really can't talk because yeah that first episode is a real game changer. So
Yeah. In
it's
in
it's hard to talk about.
in the list of stuff we can't talk about, they mentioned some things from episode 1, and if
Yeah.
you can't talk about that, you can't really talk about a lot of the stuff that is caused by that. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, but I mean, as a fan of the 2001 He-Man series, I think there are some lore things. I mean, not um, that are in kind of the Masters of the Universe canon from the various series that you do get bits and pieces here and there in the series that I think is really cool.
Hmm.
Um, like one of the things I really liked about the 2001 series was a lot of the lore that was added to the Masters of the Universe kind of fiction. So I like that this kind of respects that and takes some bits and pieces and pulls it into kind of the original 80s continuity.
Yeah. And these 5 episodes tell they complete the story and then set up a big cliffhanger for the
Yeah,
next 5 episodes. So I'm really curious what they're going to do with the next 5 episodes here.
I
So
know. Yeah.
it's yeah, I think this was a great watch. If you have any affection for Masters of the Universe, any affection for this old toy line, I would say give this a shot. Even if you don't, if you think it's completely dumb, waste of time toy commercial, check this out, and I think it'll, at least this will change your mind.
I mean, this is telling a solid story. So yeah, even if you weren't a fan of the '80s series, Daryl, give this a shot. And I mean, at the very least, it's an entertaining 5-episode arc.
All right. Yep. All right. Well, that's our spoiler-free impressions of Masters of the Universe Revelation episodes 1 through 5. We'll be back in a little while to do a spoiler-filled reaction video and podcast. So we can dig into all those revelations that happened in the show. And so look forward to that. But in the meantime, we've also got the War for Cybertron Kingdom review that we've been working on. So that should be up as you're watching this. That also should be up. Although you've got a little bit time to wait for the full
right. Yeah, the spoiler-free review should be up. But
yeah,
we've already recorded the spoiler-filled review for
that. Well, yeah, you still have to wait for that because we can't put that up until the show goes up, which is a week after Masters of the Universe. So look forward to that. But yeah, I think this is definitely thumbs up and check it out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it for this episode of Transmissions Extra. You can check out everything Transmissions at transmissionspodcast.com. We do lots of Transformers themed shows. We do 2 Transformers themed shows every week, one about toys and merchandise and one about comics and media. So check those out, and keep on trucking. Enjoy the 80s. enjoy the 80s nostalgia. We're kids of the 80s, so it's great for us. I don't know if other generations are enjoying it as much, but we suffered through 50s nostalgia in the 80s, so it's our turn. All right, everyone. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening to this episode of Transmissions. But just because this episode is over doesn't mean the Transformers fun has to stop. Join us and other Transformers fans on our Discord chat server by visiting transmissionspodcast.com/discord. If you would like to learn more about how you could support the Transmissions podcast, just visit transmissionspodcast.com/support. Thank you all for listening, and we'll see you again next week.